Unit 2 begins with the quarter note. The students have already discovered what a quarter note feels like when they're stepping and marching and clapping and tapping. And now it's time for them to read the definition, hear it from you, and certainly see the symbol of the quarter note. We know that a quarter note gets one beat, so it's very simple to use unit counting again. 1, 1, 1, 1. We ask the student to tap, keeping the beat on their lap, counting 1 aloud for each beat. 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1. Very nice. And then let's go ahead and have the students play it. There's a very important musicality girl at the bottom of the page. She's always there with us as we teach our students so that our students learn how to listen to themselves play. So before and after they play the piece, you could ask the same questions. Before the student plays, you can ask, do you think that you're going to listen for a steady beat? And the student will say, that's a great idea, I'm going to listen for a steady beat. And then you can ask the student, do you think that this piece is going to be about a big sound or a small sound? And your students will say, it's going to be a big sound. And then after they play the piece, we ask the same questions. Did you play with a big sound? I certainly did. And did you play with a steady beat? Yes, I did. Very nice. So the next page is Happy Days. Here the students are reviewing again the group of 2 black keys. There are a lot of good practice steps at the very beginning. And this piece goes like this. Green circle right there at the end of the piece, and it says lift your hands off the keys wrist first and place them in your lap. So it's just a nice way for students to release off the keys and look good at the instrument. So you'll notice that there is a CD in every book, and there also are free downloads. So in the cover 2 here, you notice there is a nice sign here downloading the free recordings. And at the very back of the book, right where the CD is, it shows you what the students will hear on the recordings. They hear their pieces at a practice speed, they hear a short verbal instruction from me, and then they play it at a performance speed. And lastly, there's another track, and here they hear an orchestrated accompaniment, and they can play along. So it's a wonderful way for students to play along with their pieces. And of course, you can download the SuperScore app, which allows the students to play their pieces at all different tempos. So it's an excellent way for them to learn how to play the piano. So now let's turn to page 12. And this is Yapping Puppy. Again, we're reviewing the group of 2 black keys, and we're going to ask our students the groups of notes, are they going up or are they going down? On page 12 is Yapping Puppy, a really popular piece with students. Little puppy, quit your yapping. Don't you think you should be napping? So in these beginner pieces, let's make sure that the student's wrist and the forearm are utilized as one unit, and they certainly can play detached like this. Letter C between fingers 1 and 2. So that piece, they're just reviewing again the group of 2 black keys. The next page is page 13. And you'll notice that this is a technique page because you see Franz Joseph Haydn in a rectangle. So anytime you see a composer in a rectangle, you know that it's a technique page. So in these particular pieces, it would be really nice if you could have your students memorize these pieces so that they can focus on their sound as well as what their playing apparatus looks like. So once the students can play this comfortably, you could ask them to just look at their hands. It's always important to have students memorize music from the very beginning, so let's use these technique pieces for that as well. All right, so now let's go ahead and turn to page 14. This is the last piece in this unit. It's called Popping Popcorn, and this piece has a group of 2 black keys and a group of 3 black keys. So lift your hands off the keys, wrist first, and place them in your lap. And the musicality girl is asking, did you play with a steady beat? If so, great.